British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good morning, I'm Sia Forio, and here's your news update to 11. 22-year-old Amandeep Singh has been arrested and charged for his role in the homicide of Surrey's Hardeep Singh Nijjar, according to High Hit. Singh is the fourth person to be charged for Nijjar's murder. At a capital markets conference in Mumbai, India's External Affairs Minister Subrahmanyam Shankar states that the country is open to investigate the situation, but has not received any specific or worthy information to pursue. North Vancouver RCMP is asking the public for help in locating a missing man. Douglas McIsaac was seen in a taxi leaving a treatment facility in Vancouver on Sunday, May 12th. Police believe he is wandering around the Lynn Valley and Lynn Canyon Park area. He is described as being a Caucasian man, slim-built, blue eyes, wearing a black hoodie with gray sweatpants, black socks, and no shoes. Anyone with information is asked to contact the North Vancouver Police Department. A new City of Vancouver-owned arts and cultural hub will be opening soon to the public. The 7-story building will provide affordable studios for artists to work in, while the building's ground level will be used as a gallery or event space. The hub is operated by a non-for-profit organization. The Saskatchewan organizers of the Regina Pride Parade have made the decision to prevent members of the governing Saskatchewan Party from attending this year's celebrations. Queen City Pride co-chair Rivera Buno speaks more on the reason behind the decision.
We aren't setting out to be exclusionary, but we're setting out to make a group of people that has felt, excluded and hurt and, we're setting out to make them feel safe and comfortable and loved. And a lot of people reached out and said that if the Sask Party is there like they normally are, they won't feel that way.
Ottawa is looking at redefining the role of the CBC and CBC radio mandate ahead of the federal election. Mickey Jurich of the Associate Press has the details.
7 multimedia experts have been selected, and their job is to advise Heritage Minister Pascale St-Onge as she renews the role of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Canadian Heritage says the group is going to provide policy advice, mainly around governance and funding for CBC and Radio Canada. The department says consultations to renew CBC's mandate has already been done with Canadians and stakeholders, but now the newly appointed advisory committee will help the minister establish a path forward. St-Onge says the group will help her fulfill her mandate to modernize the public broadcaster. The federal government wants to redefine the role of CBC before the next federal election as the Liberals hedge against a possible change in government. Mickey Judich, The Canadian Press, Ottawa.
Today marks the 4th week of the witness testimony in Donald Trump's hush money trial. Julie Walker of the Associate Press has the details.
Michael Cohen was once Donald Trump's lawyer and fixer. The jury in his hush money trial was shown payments Cohen gave to Stormy Daniels in 2016 for $130,000. Money prosecutors say was to stay quiet about a sex encounter which Daniels told the jury about last week, something Trump denies. Prosecutors say the crime was Trump paying that money back to Cohen. Entering court, Trump blasting the case.
This trial is rigged. It's dishonest. It's a disgrace to New York. It's a disgrace to the country. I should be out campaigning now.
Joining Trump in court, his son Eric, Senators J.D. Vance and Tommy Tuberville, along with Representative Nicole Malliotakis at criminal court in Manhattan. Julie Walker, New York.
Now in weather, it is a high of 18 degrees in Vancouver and a low of 9 degrees, with a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. A perfect time for you to head on out and enjoy a picnic, playtime with friends and family. Well, that's been your news update to 11. I'm Sia Forio, BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
This is sports on 1680 The Crow.
Good morning. I'm Matthias Jones with your sports headlines at 11:10 a.m. Vancouver Canucks defenseman Carson Soucy has a hearing today regarding a cross-check to the head on Edmonton Oilers captain Connor McDavid. Following the final whistle of the game, a scuffle ensued between Soucy, McDavid, and fellow Canuck Nikita Zadorov. Zadorov has already been fined $5,000 for a cross-check from behind on McDavid in the scuffle, and Soucy's phone hearing will take place sometime before Game 4 in Edmonton. More on Game 3 in Edmonton, the Canucks held on late to win 4-3 as the Oilers built a late push. Vancouver forwards Brock Boeser and Elias Lindholm both netted 2 goals in the game, and goaltender Arturas Shilovs saved 42 of 45 shots against. Brock Boeser spoke to reporters after the game on his scoring so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident, but I think it just comes with trying to play the right way and really just focusing on the little details in our structure. And, I'm just trying to do anything I can to help our team win, and it's always nice when the goals go in.
The Canucks hold a 2-1 series lead heading into Game 4 in Edmonton on Tuesday. Also in the NHL playoffs, the Florida Panthers beat the Boston Bruins 3-2 on the road last night to take a 3-1 lead in the series. Panthers forward Sam Bennett scored the game-tying goal as forward Charlie Coyle was pushed into Bruins goaltender Jeremy Swayman. Here is the call of the game-tying goal in the early third period.
Out to the line, Ekman-Larsson, touch pass Tarasenko, big try, blocked out front by Peake, it's loose, Bennett in close and they score, and it's Sam Bennett tying the game, 2-2, 16-19 left in the third.
In local junior hockey, the Surrey Eagles have a chance to advance to the BCHL finals against the Alberni Valley Bulldogs tonight. Game 6 will take place in Port Alberni as the Eagles currently hold a 3-2 lead in the series. Should the Eagles win, they will face either the Penticton Vs or the Salmon Arm Silverbacks, who are facing off in Game 7 of their series tomorrow night. In international hockey, Team Canada's para-hockey team has beaten the USA 2-1 to secure the World Championship. Canada had previously lost 3 straight World Championship finals to the Americans, as well as both finals in the 2018 and 2022 Paralympic Games. Canada claimed their first gold medal since 2017 and their first ever on home ice. Nuggets. Over to basketball, the Denver Nuggets have tied their series with the Minnesota Timberwolves after a win last night. Minnesota Timberwolves won the first 2 games in Denver, and now Denver has won the last 2 games in Minnesota. Kitchener, Ontario native Jamal Murray recorded 19 points in the game. Here is the call as he beat the second half buzzer with a half-court heave.
Loose ball, Jokic, front court, Porter, got 2 hands. Denver's dropped 61 on Minnesota. They throw it away. Murray 3. Oh my God! From behind the half-court line, everybody's falling asleep except for me and Jamal Murray. He knocked that thing home.
Also in the NBA playoffs, the Indiana Pacers have tied their series with the New York Knicks at 2. The Pacers beat the Knicks by 32 points last night. After scoring 20 points in the win, Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton says the big win margin is not a guarantee that the series will be easy.
Just understand that this is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you win or lose by, it's a win or a loss. It's all that really matters. So at the end of the day, all we did was, win a game and handle our business at home, truthfully. And now going back to the Garden where, we lost 2, felt like we should have got a win there. So we got to be prepared to go for 48 minutes when we get there.
More in the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks won the draft lottery on Sunday after being the 10 seed in the East this season. The Detroit Pistons, who were last place in the NBA this season, obtained the 6th overall pick, while they had a 14% chance of obtaining number 1. Those are your sports headlines. I'm Matthias Jones, and you are listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow. Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
outdoors, definitely qualify for NCAA Nationals again. And I have my eyes set on the Olympics this year. I've been into the 4x1 pool relay for the Canadian team, and I'm actually heading to World Relays in a couple weeks. Them to realize like how much hard work goes into it and how much like it takes to perform on demand at like these conference championships. It's really an honor to be named, and in front of all my friends and teammates, it's just really nice.
Family supports it, and you know, I think the district council has to move out of the way.
I think at the end of the day, when human rights is our main concern and violence against women and girls in particular is our greatest concern, we're looking to what are the long-term human rights implications of the project and how can we protect human rights over the long term.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.